And we're live.
Hey, everybody. Finally, we got it to work. Hey. You're going to have to tell me who's there because I can't see. Um,
Uh, Nobody yet, but give them a few minutes.
so,
I'm
all right,
the
everybody.
notification just went out, so it
Woohoo.
sometimes takes people a few minutes, especially in the middle of a Friday afternoon. Everybody's running around trying to get to the bank and do this, do that, do the other before they go
Yeah,
home.
true.
And
Well,
I think
hello,
I'm gonna
everybody. I,
watch it. Watch a movie.
true. I'm your girl, Amy Warrior Princess. Welcome to the castle. And I have Shari Voices from the Swamp with me. She came
Welcome to
all the
this one.
way from Louisiana.
Yep, I'm at the bottom of the boot.
So it's like, she came from the swamp to the castle. So sit down, put your feet up, enjoy your stay. Okay.
There you go.
So,
There
and
you
you
go.
too, Shari, enjoy your stay.
Plan on it.
But,
I plan on it.
oh, good, good, good. But
I'm
anyway,
just cracking up
everybody.
on shuffling cards here, so if I get too loud, let me know and I'll mute.
All right. Well, you're fine. I think you're
Okay.
fine. But today we're doing something. We're switching it up a bit. We are going to talk about our personal own ghost stories. All right, our own ghostly experiences. Um, I've had a few, and I know Shari's had a few.
Oh yeah.
So this is going to be fun today. And if anybody has any stories they want to tell in the chat, go ahead and tell. Or if you want to come on in,
Yeah, or
come on in.
questions. You might have a question about something.
Yeah,
Um, why do we think this or why do we think that? Because everybody kind of looks at it differently. Everybody has a different explanation for why things happen the way they happen. I don't know who's right or wrong. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter.
true.
Um,
It's personal views, personal beliefs. So
exactly.
all that matters is that we get along. Okay.
Yeah.
Who cares about anything else? Um, but oh well, you know what I meant by that. But anyway, Shari's just trying to get comfortable. Don't mind her, y'all. Um,
No, well, when my son worked on my computer and things got moved around, and there we go, my camera got messed up, and
got moved.
yeah, and I haven't really
Okay.
been on to coordinate anything. I probably should have done it
Okay.
earlier. We're good to go for now. I got my speakers back. I don't know what you did, but now I've got speakers again.
Hey,
I've been
Lewis.
Plug the power back in.
Oh, that's why I
The
didn't
power
have.
was right here, and it had come unplugged from this strip.
That explains why I didn't
Probably
have
the cat had
speakers.
yanked it out.
Because I've been living on earbuds all the time. Didn't have my speakers.
I just happened to see a plug unplugged sitting there the other day, and I plugged it back in. I was like, "Oh, that looks like it's 2 speakers," but I didn't know you were having an issue with it. I just saw it and was like, "Oh, that."
I didn't know what had happened, so I was just like, it's nice to put earbuds in when you're trying to listen to something and you don't want to get interfered with noise around you. But when
True.
you have to wear them all the time, it's like, yeah, no, my ears hurt. I don't want to have to put them in today. You know,
Yeah. Been there, done that.
yeah.
Hey,
So
Lewis.
it's nice to have. Hi, he said. It's nice to have
Yeah.
speakers again because
Yeah.
I came home this afternoon and it was like, and I turned it on, and all of a sudden I hear a ding, and then I hear a ding, and I'm like, what's dinging? And I'm looking around the house like, what's
Oh, hey, Todd.
dinging? Hey, Todd. And it took me a minute before I realized, oh, it's my speakers that are dinging. Oh, my speakers work again. So I was really happy about that. And
Oh, thank you for coming, Todd. We are talking
Whole computer's running a whole lot.
ghost stories,
yeah,
ghost encounters. So if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to butt in for a second. But since you are the guest today, Shari, you go first.
Oh boy. You would say that after I put a candy in my mouth.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just hoping my teeth don't pop out. Because it's chewy candy and sometimes it'll make my dentures stick and they'll like
Well,
partially come out. So if y'all see my teeth come out, you'll know. Just sure. They come out every night anyway. They go in a jar before I go to bed. Yeah.
oh my God. So,
One of these days, I'm going to have enough confidence to take a picture of myself with no makeup and no teeth and no nothing, and y'all can see the real me. Probably not
oh,
on my channel, but
no, I've done it. But anyway,
um, okay. Some personal stories. I'm trying to think of
personal
what's.
stories.
Well, I guess the first one to start with would be the first one that I really kind of realized that there were ghosts. It felt more like it was a poltergeist than an actual ghost. I don't know. I don't know what kind of spirit it was, but we lived in. I was what? I was like 10, 11. Right. I was somewhere between 10 and 12. And so Jeff, my brother, was just a toddler, and he wasn't home that day for whatever reason. He was at the daycare or the babysitters or somewhere like that. And I was home, and we lived in this apartment, and it was like 5 units side by side. At one time, they had been a set of business offices. And the unit we lived in used to be a doctor's office. And so it was a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom apartment. When you walked in the front door, the living room was like just a big rectangle.
Well, we'll
With,
probably be on when you come back in, Todd. So no
oh
worries.
yeah, yeah, we'll still, you can watch replay. He's good at that. Um, so when you walked in the front door, the living room was like this way, right? There was a back hallway that led to the back door that went out into the backyard, and then the living room did the length of the the front area, and then there was the dining room kind of in the middle. There were no walls, no separations, and then there was the kitchen as the last rectangle of the room. Now there was a like a breakfast bar with cabinets that kind of split the kitchen off. And so if you were in the living room sitting on the couch where I was at, look straight ahead, you could look straight into the kitchen because the door opening for the kitchen was, in direct line of sight. And the refrigerator was right there. Like if you walk towards the kitchen, it was right to your left, right next to where the door opening was. And we just lost Amy. She'll be back. Um, and so as I'm sitting there, just, I don't know, listening to music or watching TV or something, I don't know what I was doing. And my mom had gone into the kitchen. There she is. Now she's back. Okay, so
My internet went out.
oh yeah, that's why I said we've been having thunderstorms off and on all day. If I disappear, it may mean the power went out. Um, so anyway, I'm sitting on the couch and I can look straight ahead and I see my mom go into the kitchen. And so as she turns, it puts her in profile to me. And she opens the refrigerator door. And when she opened the refrigerator door, I hear this, ugh. And she literally, like if somebody was to punch you real hard right in the breastbone, the way your chest kind of just caves in around the fist, that's what she did. It was like her whole body just kind of like curved into itself and she flew backwards and hit the back wall of the kitchen. freaked all of us out. We moved like within 2 weeks of that incident. But the
Yeah.
whole time we had lived there, the back bedroom stayed cold all the time. We moved there in the summer. This was in Florida, where it's freaking hot. The back bedroom stayed cold all the time, maybe in the 60s. It just cold and damp. And I would not go into the room. The first time I went in a room and I was like backing out, I would not go in that room. I would not go in there for anything.
Yeah.
It wasn't happening. And and so my brother and I wound up sleeping with my mom every night in the front bedroom. And I had this big stuffed lassie dog that was like, a dog that's sitting up with its paws in the front. That was the
Mhm.
shape of this big stuffed lassie dog. And we'd been there, I guess, a couple of months when we started finding my lassie dog not where I had left it the night before. It would be all over the place. I found it like up in a closet, found it outside in the car, which the doors were locked, the car was locked. How could any of us have gotten the dog out of the house and into the car without leaving doors unlocked, right?
Mhm.
Um, just all kinds of weird stuff happening with that dog. And shortly before the kitchen incident happened, um, my mom woke up one morning real early. My brother and I were asleep in bed with her, and boxes that were in the top of a hall closet, and they were empty boxes just up in the closet, and but they were like way up at the top. I was 10 or 11. My brother was a toddler. He was like 4 or 5. And my mom wakes up, and there's all these boxes stacked one on top of the other at the foot of the bed with that damn dog sitting on the top looking down at us. That freaked us out. I know she had a friend of hers that came over and did some kind of, I guess, blessing for the house. I'm not quite sure. I think probably she was Wiccan and she came and tried to do some like banishing spells or whatnot.
Um.
Nothing worked. It was shortly after that the kitchen incident happened, where but my mom would wake up in the morning and she'd have scratches on her. She'd have bites. She'd have bruises like somebody punched her. It never touched me or my brother, but it would constantly attack my mom. And we found out after we moved out of the apartment, my mom found it, and I know this because I was really good at eavesdropping as a kid. Uh,
Me too.
I would listen to see what the grown-ups were talking about. We
Mhm.
found out that when it was still a series of offices, that our apartment was a doctor's office, and his medical room was the back bedroom, which I would never go in. And there were rumors when my mom was asking about it that he performed illegal operations to bring forward, he did abortions for women, which was illegal back then.
Mhm.
Uh, that was before Roe v. Wade passed or anything. And and that a couple of women died because he did botched abortions. He didn't do them correctly or whatever, and they died.
Ew. Ew.
And so I'm thinking that the mean spirit that was always attacking my mom, I feel like that was the doctor. And he attacked my mom because he didn't really like young women, even though he was the only one that provided abortions in that area at that time, which were very illegal.
Ay.
And
Ay. Ay. Ay.
yeah, so, and I mean, we weren't there long before we moved out because it just weird shit happening all the time. Um, when I was married years later, met my husband, got married. We're living here in Louisiana, and He was working for a AC and plumbing company. He would go and install commercial air conditioning units or go do plumbing work. And there was a new worker that got hired, and my husband kind of made friends with them. They kind of got along. And so the guy and his wife, and they were newlyweds, they invited us to come over to their house one evening, come watch the football game and drink a few beers, eat some pizza, whatnot.
Yeah.
And so we're dressed, we get, when we pull into the driveway, it like hit me like a truck. Um, I just sat in the car and I looked at my husband. I said, I can't go in there. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I can't go in there. I'm going to be sick. Take me home. And he was like, and of course, he got mad at me because he didn't believe in woo stuff. Um,
Yeah.
this was before Lewis was born. Um, but I was like, yeah, no, I can't go in that house. I can't. I mean, I was quite adamant. So by the time I got him to understand that I was serious, I was not getting out of the car and going in that house. They had come out on the porch, to come and meet us. So he gets out of the car and he goes up and he tells them, Shari started feeling bad and she got really nauseous and I'm going to take her home and I'll be back. They're like, okay, that's fine. So he brings me home. He's mad as hell at me, right? He brings me home and he goes back. He spends the evening with them. I was like, fine, whatever. And about a week later or so, we invited them to come to our house because I wanted to apologize for getting sick on her, right?
Right, right.
And so they come over, and the guys are in the living room watching football, baseball, I don't know, something, some sports, something on the TV. And I was in the kitchen fixing us some lunch, and she comes back in the kitchen. And she just kind of stayed, and I apologized for getting ill. And she just looked at me, she says, you felt it too, didn't you? And I just stopped mid movement. I just froze. And I'm like, felt what? She says, there's something in that house. And I can't get my husband to believe me. She says, and I'm terrified. When he goes to work, I find any excuse I can to not be in the house alone. She's like, weird stuff is happening. And I'm like, what kind of weird stuff? She says, I'll like go and clean the kitchen and everything, and then I'll go off in the other room. And I come back and all the burners are turned on, but the pilot light's blown out. So the kitchen is
Oh.
like filled with gas, and she's having to like open the windows of the doors to get the smell of the gas out. That was a recurring event that just kept happening. She would find things moved, things broken, things. She would find like clothes in the laundry basket. She would get up in the morning to do laundry, and all the clothes were stuffed in the dishwasher. And she'd be like, well, I didn't put them in there. And her husband would be like, well, I didn't put them in there. And so it took a while before she finally got him to break the lease. Let's find a different place to live. But
Wow.
that was when it struck me that all the experiences I had had as a child growing up, that, okay, there's something out there. I don't understand it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I sense it, but it kind of freaked me out. And then about it, I guess a little bit after that, uh, we met another couple, and she had one blue eye and one green eye.
Ooh,
She had,
Hidarakumia.
and the blue eye was almost violet. It was so blue. And the green eye was like really, really green. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, that's so cool. You have a blue eye and a green eye. And we got to visiting and talking, and we would run into each other during the day in the neighborhood. And that's when she told me, well, she was a witch. I was like, what do you mean a witch? And she's like a spell casting, cauldron stirring witch. I'm a witch. And I cast spells and I do this and that and the other. And I was like, wow, that's really kind of cool. I thought it was cool. She was like, you're one too.
Yeah.
Why don't you come with me to a meeting? And I'm like, I'm one too what? She says, well, you're a witch too. You just don't know it yet. She says, but would you like to come to a meeting? And so I was thinking that would be kind of fun just to see what they do. I was so clueless back then. And so I said to my husband about, she invited me to go meet a group of her friends. And he didn't like her because he could feel the power on her. And he was like, yeah, no, I don't want you hanging around with her. I don't want you going in it. He was like freaked out about it big time. Just don't even go there. And so I wound up not going to keep him happy. Um, it's funny because now he comes to visit me and he's like, okay, you were right. I was wrong. I get that a lot.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the woo woos will. Um, so that's good. At least he admitted he was wrong, which didn't happen very often.
True.
But
Oh, and for those of you who are watching coming in late, we are talking about
ghost
personal
stories.
ghost stories. So, um, so you're not like,
Okay, Todd. Well, if we're still here when you get back, you can share some of your stories.
yeah,
Um,
definitely. Um, oh geez. And then I don't even know where to begin with
yeah.
mine.
Well, that's just two or three really kind of
Very, yeah.
past events that happened since I've opened the door back up. All kinds of shit has happened. So it's like, oh, okay. This is a whole new world for me. So,
Yeah, well, the door was open even before I completely opened it for
oh, yeah,
me.
me too. It was always
And
leaking stuff through, you know.
yeah, and it's like when I was little, I would always hear voices,
Hmm.
but I didn't know who they belonged to, so I just called them my imaginary friends, and then I got in trouble for having imaginary friends. It's like whatever.
I
So
would talk to my voice, and when asked who was I talking to, I would tell people God. And they'd be like, God's talking to you? And I'm like, yeah, God talks to me. So I talk back because that's
yeah,
polite, you know.
hmm
And nobody thought anything. Of course, my mother and my grandmother and my mom's sister, they were all psychic. So they knew. They just didn't talk about it.
oh yeah.
But
But the very first time I had an experience, I was 12, and I was staying at my grandmother's house, my mom's mom.
mhm,
And my great aunt was staying, my one of my grandma's sisters. My grandma was one of 9. So one of her many sisters. And she talked about seeing things and hearing things and feeling things touch her. So, I'm like, "Oh, okay." In hindsight, yeah, I've got other people in my family too. But um, she told me how to get rid of spirits you don't want. My grandma, my great grandma, told her that if there was ever a something around her that she didn't want, cross your chest.
yeah,
And my grandma was great grandma was German and she was gifted too. So, um, I mean, they came from Germany.
yeah,
Um, so I was like, and then she told me that, and I'm like, oh, okay. So like, what, 2 or 3 days later, I'm lying in my mom's old bed in her old bedroom, um, and all of a sudden, I open up my eyes, and there's like the wall long, um, closet with
yeah,
opening and closing doors, that slide, and there's a
yeah,
little bit of a room up from the closet to the top of the ceiling. And in that little bit of room, I see a line of of faces mm, all the way across. And I had no idea who any of them were.
Oh wow.
And I was like, and I kept blinking my eyes thinking it would go what? Nope. So I'm like, who the heck are these people? And then all of a sudden they started coming towards me. I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Oh, hey, Jackie. Jackie,
Hi,
Jackie.
Jackie. We're
We are
telling ghost
talking,
stories today.
yeah, we're talking ghost stories. So if you have anything, let us know, girl. We'll even let you on.
Yeah, if
Um,
you want to come join us, say the word.
so I was like, oh, hell no. This isn't happening. They're not getting me. So I started crossing my chest like crazy. Like, get the heck away from me. Go, go, go. And keep in mind, I was only 12. Didn't know what any of this was. Crossing my chest like crazy. And all of a sudden, they just went poof and disappeared. And they came really close to my face. This whole big. I was like, and I couldn't sleep the rest of the night. There's no way I could sleep. Um, and then there was another time I was like 14 in my uncle's bedroom downstairs. That house was haunted, I swear. Um, I was in my uncle's old bedroom, and hey, how you doing? Um, anyway, I was lying in bed watching an old itty bitty black and white TV that was my mom's or my uncle's. Sorry, uncle's. And all of a sudden, I felt something lie down next to me because it was a queen size bed.
That's a weird sensation when you feel something get in bed with you and nothing's there. And you're like, all right, who's getting in the bed with me?
Yeah, and I was staying over. I was staying over the summer with my grandparents because we would take turns every summer going to see her,
Yeah.
and this was my turn. And somebody just down on the bed, and I was like, hello?
Thank you.
Yeah, so I got up, turned the light on, there was nothing there. And I wasn't supposed to leave the light on all night, but I did.
Oh, I
And
slept
then
with a nightlight all the way up. Well, even after I got married, I always had to have a light on in the bathroom, in the hallway, something where a little bit of light could get into the bedroom. And
yeah,
because I had this thing about the absolute dark. It was like, no,
no,
no
I
doing it.
yeah, me too. I still do. I sleep with my TV on.
Yeah.
Um, but for light. And then there was I didn't have anything really happen to me until my guys were like, "Okay, you haven't acknowledged us. Here you go." Boom. And I started seeing, I mean, really seeing things. I was about 20.
Yeah.
So, the very first time I was at my friend's house staying the night, I was in her apartment. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning. I woke up and there were two spirits just standing there, just don't right like this, like this. And I'm on the couch. I open my eyes, I'm half asleep, and I'm like, oh, hello.
Yeah, that's a freaky feeling.
And they were glowing. They just were all white and glowing and just peaceful. They weren't mean. I could sense that. But they were just standing there like, and I'm like,
That
and I,
old apartment that we lived in, that's the only time I ever felt something close to what I would call evil in that realm that
yeah.
was with us. Everything else I've experienced over the years, it's always just been a kind of, oh, cool. Wonder what they're doing, and
Yeah,
who
yeah,
is, who is that? What's going on? But
yeah, true.
yeah, it
But
wasn't.
I this also happened to me. I was 20 years old, like 2 months later. Okay, and I had my bed up against the wall over here. So, um, the same bed I'm sleeping in now, actually, up against the wall. And I wake up and like sleep paralysis, but I know I'm awake.
Yeah,
And I saw a line of black shadow people all the way from the front of this way, all the way around, and even against the wall. They were just surrounding me. They
yeah,
had no faces. They had no nothing. I could just tell the shoulders, the arms, and the head. But they were just surrounding me, and I'm like, oh hell no, 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 no. So this was back when I was uh into the church, and I was saying, um, Jesus help me, Jesus take this away. I don't want this. And it took several times, and if they finally left, I mean they were evil,
yeah,
okay? And I had this whole line all the way around me. I couldn't get out. And I was like, "Oh God, somebody help me." It's like I was so
that's
scared.
freaky, especially when you're by yourself and there's nobody there that you can reach over and wake them up and say, "Something's here." That's happened
Mhm.
a few times in the past when I was still married. Be like,
Yeah.
"Wake up, wake up, wake up! Something's in here."
Yeah.
You get
Oh,
up, you turn the
Jackie said,
light on, you look
"Wow."
around.
Yeah, it's wow, all right.
You would get up,
Yeah.
look around the room, be like, "There ain't nobody here. Go to sleep." He'd lay down, and go back to sleep. But I felt okay because he was right there, and so I could just curl into him. It got harder after he died because there wasn't anybody to shake and wake up and say, "There's something in here."
There's something in
Um,
the bed.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was just starting to kind of dip my toe a little bit. Um, it was shortly after. Uh, well, my husband died the same year that 9/11 happened, and it was
Mm.
shortly after that I started getting visitations again that would come. But it was very light. It wasn't pushy, and it's just like I would kind of feel it there. But when I would like turn around to look or try to see what was going on,
Mhm.
they were gone. So it's like I don't know what they were, who it was, or what they were.
What they wanted. Yeah.
But it was shortly after that when the first Ghost Hunter shows started coming on, and I
Ghost
was
hunters.
addicted. I was addicted to that stuff,
Yeah.
watching the TV shows, and internet radio was just starting to take off. It was just starting to get popular, and
Oh, hey,
that
Fleck.
oh hey Flack, that's how I found a lot of uh, paranormal radio stations. And there was
Yeah.
one Para X radio. They're still on, I believe. Um, and they had you would get guests on there anywhere from psychics to witches to cryptid chasers to I don't know, you name it, they had different stuff all the time. And I just loved it. I ate it up. And let's see. Yeah, probably so. Um,
Oops. What happened? Nope.
uh,
There we go. I
you
hit the
clicked
wrong
the
button. Sorry. But I'm gonna
button.
Jackie B, I'm going to make you a moderator when I get off the show because I can't. Yeah, I'm going to make you a moderator. In fact, I've got my
You
phone.
can't
Keep
do
talking.
YouTube and
Keep talking. I'm going to go on YouTube and on my phone and make her a moderator.
okay. Very good. And okay, I'm trying to think. What are some other ghost stories?
Oh, I've got a few more. It's just.
Well, I know that my mom had shared a story once, and it was she was like an infant, and one of her aunts who had newborn children, so they were about the same age as my mom, and her husband was in Europe for World War II, and one of the cousins was over babysitting the babies and was sitting in the nursery with them when and she was kind of dozing off in the chair when she got real cold and she opened her eyes and she saw her uncle standing there,
Ooh.
full uniform. And he was like bending over the cribs looking at the babies. And she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were back," and da 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 da. And she said, and he turned and he looked at her and he says, "I'm not coming back." And then he disappeared. Go to find out he had died, um, Normandy Beach.
You're a moderator now, Jackie. Congratulations.
Hey, Jackie. So, um, that was weird. And of course, she told, our aunt and let her know that she'd seen the uncle and he came back and he was here and he was looking over the cribs and blah, blah, blah. And then he turned and looked at me and said he wasn't coming back. And I think it was like 2 days later when they got the letter saying that, we're so sorry. Your husband has, given his life for his country or for France, whatever country he was in at the time. But I always thought that was cool because it was one of the cousins, and she was like, just 1 minute, she's like sitting in the rocking chair, just kind of dozing off, and she felt cold at first. And when she kind of sat up straight and opened her eyes, there was her uncle right there in front of her in full uniform. And she started talking to him and asking him stuff, and he just looked at her and said, "I won't be coming back." And then he just disappeared. And of course, she kind of freaked out because, this was back in the 40s. So people definitely didn't talk about it then.
No. No. Hey, Jackie, you're all blue.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah. But oh yeah, that reminds me about my grandpa. I was 24 for this one.
Yeah.
And he had just passed away. He passed away the day after Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I don't like Valentine's Day anymore. He was in his bed reading, and he had to get up and go to the bathroom before he went to bed, like he always did. He was like 84 years old. And then before he went into the bathroom, he was going to set the clock so that he could get up the next day. So he was over at the where you put your clothes in, the dresser.
Yeah. Okay.
And he had his clock in his hands, and all of a sudden, boom, went down. And the clock, you could tell that he had the clock in his hands because it was pulled all the way out, and it was on the front of the dresser. So he just went straight back. Didn't feel a thing. He was gone before he hit the floor. Um, and that happened at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I was sleeping because I had to get up for a test that day because I was in community college.
Yeah.
And I was I was completely asleep. And all of a sudden I just sat straight up in bed with my eyes wide open. I looked at the clock, it was 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow. Time jump.
Yeah, this was the day that my grandpa died. Night that my grandpa died. So I woke up then, and then I was like, okay, this is weird. I don't know what's going on. So I laid back down, went back to sleep. An hour later, the phone rings. I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. So I fell back to sleep. And then an hour after that, at 4 o'clock in the morning, my mom wakes me up and she goes, Amy, I'm like, what? I didn't like, do you like being woken up like 3-4 times in one night every hour?
I do it every night.
So it's like, and my mom goes, I got something to tell you. I was like, what? And she goes, Grandpa died. And I was like,
Yeah.
and then I asked her, I said, what time? She said 2 o'clock when I woke up. So, and then I started crying, boo-hooing, tears all over, but I still went to class because I had to take the test. And I passed it, thank God. I don't know how I did. Huh?
Yeah. I said that's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it because my brain was addled. But then 2 days. Oh, it happens to you too, Jackie? Yeah, it's a scary thing.
I wake up. Well, a lot of it's because of my back and now my bladder. I wake up probably 3 or 4 times a night, every night, almost like on the hour. Every hour, I will wake up. I have to get up and walk around. Usually, go to the bathroom, come back, lay back down, go back to sleep. But it's annoying.
Very.
I'm
But
not
that's
sleep. It's like I don't sleep, and I used to take sleeping pills. I used to take oh, what do they call it, that everybody started freaking out about taking because supposedly it made people do weird shit.
Ambien or something like that.
Ambien, that's it. I used to take that every night. Never had a weird experience with it. Never had any problems, but I slept through the night, which is really great. But then they quit doing Ambien, so
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
take.
take melatonin.
Yeah,
Take melatonin instead. That works. Um.
it's
Oh, yeah. And
shape the bodies in. Yeah,
not true. Um. And then 2 days after that happened, God, like I said, it hit me hard after I turned 20.
yeah.
Then 2 days after that, I'm having a dream. I'm just dreaming, and then all of a sudden,
Yep.
I'm in my uncle's old bedroom in my grandparents' house, and it was completely dark. I was like, okay, but I had a feeling like I had to get up and go. So, and I'm feeling kind of like freaky in my uncle's old room, which never happens, but I'm like, it was like, get up and go. So I went through the long hallway into the kitchen, and the light was on like it always was at night so people could see. And then I turn and I hear something coming from the living room. And I'm thinking, what the heck? Everybody's asleep.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird when it happens in the middle of the night. You're like, what the hell's going on, man?
Yeah. So it was literally like 1 or 2 in the morning in my dream. And I'm like, everybody's asleep. What's going on? So I walked toward the living room, and my grandparents had those old fashioned lights where you could turn it on and then dial the brightness or the fadiness. And the lights were on, and they were really pretty golden white, very
Oh,
calming,
that's cool.
which
That's
they looked
cool.
like, right? So I'm walking in there, and then and it's getting louder and louder and louder. And then I get there and I turn, and it's my grandpa sitting in his old chair.
Yeah.
And I knew it was a visitation. I knew it was a visitation. I just knew. So I looked at him. I was like, what? So, and he's watching Matlock on TV. He was watching
I
Matlock.
remember that show. I used to watch that a lot. Yeah.
He loved Matlock. He loved Andy
But yeah.
Griffith. He loved Ben Matlock.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm thinking of
he,
another show, but that's okay.
the
Matt
lawyer
Rock. Yeah,
in
yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia.
They were
Yeah.
all either lawyers or ex cops or something
Yeah. Yeah.
that
And
they were able to go and chase the bad guys.
yeah. And he had his feet propped up like he always had, and he had his blanket on his lap and sitting there watching. And I walked over to him and I said, Grandpa, what are you doing here? You're dead.
Like, dude, you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah. It's like, I thought I was awake. And I said, Grandpa, you're dead. You're not supposed to be here. And he goes, I know I'm dead. I just came back to tell you something. And then right when he started telling me, I woke up, and I was trying so hard to stay asleep. But I woke up just
Hmm.
when he started telling me. I was like, damn it.
I get that a lot. It's like
So,
I don't get REM sleep because I don't stay asleep long enough to get to that point.
oh yeah, she still watches Matlock. Me too. I love that show. I miss Andy Griffith. He was such a good
Hmm.
actor. He was such a good actor. But the new Matlock is good with Kathy Bates.
I didn't know there was a new one.
Yeah, they remade
I
it,
don't have TV anymore, so
but it's on Paramount. It's on CBS on Paramount. Kathy Bates is playing Matlock, the female lawyer, saying that she's related to Ben.
oh, okay. I gotcha.
So, and she's a
He's
lawyer
a good
too.
actor.
So, Kathy Bates, hello, you can't go wrong.
She's lost a lot of weight these past couple of years,
Yeah,
and it's
well, she
not
was
good off. She
fighting
looks really
cancer.
good.
She was fighting
Huh?
cancer. She was fighting cancer.
You know,
So,
at first she did like had her stomach stapled or whatever it is they do, and then it was about a year after she
mhm,
lost a bunch of weight that she got cancer,
yeah,
which
like,
made her
oh,
lose more weight. And but yeah, she is such a good actress. Just absolutely.
oh, she's watching the remake of Matlock too. Matlock also. See, it's a good show. It's a good show. Oh, and I forgot two more. Freaky Deaky. Um, I was coming upstairs from our basement. I was doing laundry, and I had a bag full of laundry, and I looked up, and I saw a ghost, but only the bottom half,
Miss the top half.
missing the top half. And I looked at it and went, "Oh, that's just my dad." And it wasn't my dad. I don't know why I thought it was my dad.
Because
Um,
your brain put that assigned that name to what you saw so that you wouldn't freak out. I have discovered that when we see and experience stuff like that, especially if it's not normal for us, or back in the beginning when it first starts happening,
Mhm.
our brain will automatically assign identification, or will assign why that person is here doing what they're doing, or that kind of thing, because your brain
Mhm.
is like, that is like kind of wigging out at the moment, because it's like, that's not real, that can't happen, what's going on? And so it automatically supplies an answer that you can accept and move on until you learn to deal with it. And once you learn to deal with it, then it makes it really, really easy to kind of like catch your breath and go, oh, 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 okay, I see.
Yeah. It was
That's my understanding of how my guides explain it to me. It may
true.
be different for somebody else. I don't know, but
Well, it makes sense though. Complete
yeah,
sense. And I still remember to this day what he looked like. Okay. So he had to have been from the 1700s because of how he was dressed. He had, and I saw him in color too, not black and white. He had brown pants on with just a button and zip. Okay. And then
mhm.
he had a belt on. And the boots were these big clunky boots that they wore back then. And
Probably work boots. Yeah,
yeah, and they had buckles. They didn't have shoelaces, they had buckles,
yeah.
and they were unbuckled. Um and the boots were brown and the front of the boots were round, but they had like a short sole. Um but they
So they
and it
may have been
had a bit of a
special made
heel.
for them. Yeah,
Huh?
I said they were probably special made for them then.
Yeah. But I was
Because
like,
back then, everything was cookie cutter. They made a pair of shoes. They just doop, doop, doop. They were all identical.
yeah,
It was usually only people that could afford it could go into a shoemaker and have a shoe made specifically for your foot to fit like a shoe should fit. It's not like today where you can, go to the mall and go to the shoe store and try on 50 pairs of shoes until you find the pair that fits right, and then you're like,
fits
oh,
or you like or whatever.
yep.
Yeah, hello puppy. And then about a year after that, they just love coming around me. Um, about a year after that, all three of us were up. This was back when mom was still here with us, okay? Living in the house with us. I was coming from my room and going to the bathroom, and all of a sudden downstairs I heard a big thud, and it sounded really, really close. I was like, "Oh, heck no, I'm not going down there. No." And it's like, and it was like right at the bottom of the stairs.
We never had basements. Where
No,
I
no,
grew up, if you tried to build a basement, it would fill up with water inside of a couple of hours.
no, we have
Just
what's
trying,
called Michigan basements.
just trying to dig for a basement, you got it full of water. Oh, goodness, excuse me.
Yeah, but we were upstairs, and then right by the stairs, at the bottom of the stairs going down into the living room, is where I heard the noise. Right at the bottom by the front door. I was like, mm, mm-mm, 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 ain't going. I don't care. It's like, and then the next day I got up before everybody else, and there was a book on the floor that was like 3 shelves up. The kind of books that it was were all on the third shelf of this bookcase that was my brother's, and somebody or something had just pulled it and dropped it. And all three of us were upstairs, so it was none of us.
Yeah, sorry, I had to mute. The guys just got home, so
That's all right.
anyways, um,
But I was like, okay.
it's and especially before you really accept what's really going on, it can be really weird and disconcerting when stuff like that happens, and you're like, "Whoa, wait a minute, what the hell?"
Hmm.
So
Oh, I
yeah,
had already accepted everything, you know, but there it was. I was like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. I don't see dead people. I hear
I
them. They
do.
talk. I hear them. They talk to me. I don't see them. I don't want to see them. Um, I'm perfectly happy with them just yakking in my ear, and it's like, okay, that's fine. Yak away. But I don't want to see them, and
No,
they know I don't
I
want to see
hear
them. I
them,
got
see them, it, and I can't control when I see them. Okay. And there was one time in my room here, I was sitting right here on Messenger talking with a couple friends of mine. And all of a sudden I put my head up and I blink and there's this girl
yeah.
right at the bottom of my bed. And
Well, and
I'm
you're in
like,
an old house too, so there's no telling how many people have been attached to that house that have been through it.
yeah,
Um,
our house is over 100 years old. It was built
yeah, yeah,
in 1918. It was built in 1890, I think, 1890,
yeah,
1889. Yeah, it's over 100 years old. And she was a little girl with blonde hair and one of those bonnets that had a thing
yeah.
that just went whoop. And she had her dress on. And I was like, oh, hi, how you? It was a little girl and she wasn't menacing. She was just standing there, just looking at me.
Usually
Um,
they just want to talk. They're lonely,
yeah,
or they don't understand where they are, and they don't understand why people don't see them or hear them or talk to them anymore. That's especially when it's children. I think those are the
yeah.
saddest that get to me is when it's kids, um, because they don't understand what's going on. So, um,
Have I
where
caught any have I caught any ghost images recently? Yes, I think so. When I did the live with my live with Judy, have you seen that? I did a live with Judy last Tuesday, and every so often there would be a bright flash coming from my computer and just flash. And you can see it when it flashes. And there's nothing wrong with my computer. It's brand new. So somebody was messing with my computer, just making it go flash, flash, flash. Don't know who. Um,
no telling. Well, girl, we're going on 58 minutes. I gotta go eat.
oh, okay.
I got another
Oh,
food.
let's talk about real quick about what we're doing and then we can go. Wait a minute.
Okay.
I went to visit my sister in a small town in Texas. She had moved into an old house. She told me she had ghosts in the house and she had named him. Ooh. Well, hey, if
Hey, I
she
call my guides Tom, Dick, and Harry, so
true, true. Um, let's see. Okay. I've got slumber party tomorrow with Shari. We're all getting
and
together.
Jackie and a bunch of other people.
Yep. Yay, we're having that. And then I'm still working on doing a live with Mel. Um, but I have now,
He's been really sick. He's just starting
yeah,
to get
poor
back on
guy.
wind again. Yeah.
Um, and then on the 19th, I have a live with Bobby on my channel.
Cool. Cool.
So it's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. Bobby's gonna be here. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
He's such a sweetie.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Jackie's gonna be there tomorrow too. Yay! We'll see you
Yeah, I think
tomorrow,
there's
Jackie.
eight. I think there's 7 or 8 of us that are going to be there. So some will be late.
Awesome.
Some have to leave early, and I'm just like, yeah, come if you can, and if you can't, no biggie. Um, there's always another weekend. Um,
That's true.
I've got deep dive with Nate in the morning. That's a pre-recorded show on his channel. So we'll be recording it like around 10 a.m. and then he releases it as soon as everything uploads and he's got it ready. And he releases it online. And I don't know what our topic's going to be. There's no telling. And then, of course, the slumber party at 10.
Mhm.
I'm also taking Deborah Zakow's class on numerology at 12 noon my time. And then the Change the Tape class by Marina, which will be on like right after I finish Deborah's class. I'll have just enough time to go to the bathroom and get back on air for the next class. And then that's it for Saturday. I'm kind of like, okay, that's enough. And then Sunday, of course, is I work backstage,
Yeah,
Arthur's
I am
live stream. Monday night is Draining the Swamp with Mel and Arthur. So we'll be there Monday night. Wednesday night coming up is Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. That's going to be on Val's channel. She's hosting this week. Dragonflight
Yay.
Crystals. And then Golden Girls Thursday night. That's hosted by Marina this coming week. Heart Centered Tarot. And then Friday, I have a live with Diane G. We'll be back.
Oh,
And
yay!
we'll be talking about some stuff and doing some readings. And then at 7 p.m., I'm going to have a members only live stream. And I had, uh,
Yeah, she's got a full schedule. And
yeah,
you and I
and then,
have to do a live together too, Jackie, on my chan.
yeah, absolutely. And so it's really not a busy week next week. It sounds like a busy week, but it's really not. I've had weeks where it's like double that. And
And
then
I
when I sit
decided,
down and look at it to tell everybody what it is, I'm like, holy shit, man, what?
yeah.
I'm going to be tired next week.
Oh, yeah. But I'm doing my best to schedule more lives and stuff and with people. So I'm finally getting back out there. Oh, and if you are so inclined, Shari and I have Amazon wish lists that are on our channels. Go and check them out if you are so inclined. We would be humbly
Absolutely.
humbly thankful for that.
I'm open to gifts anytime.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And my guides told me to pull a card from my Oracle of the Hidden Worlds deck. Look at this,
Okay.
Sherry.
Uh,
You there? Hello?
yeah, I'm trying to find. I pulled a card. I'm trying to find the meaning in the book
Oh, my
because it's
Oracle
a
of the Hidden
brand new
World.
deck. I've never read from it before. So,
Oh,
um,
okay. By Lucy Cavendish.
pretty
Um, but I pulled look at this. Isn't this cool? Green Man. And it says rising energy surge fertility. So this is going to be us very shortly. We are rising up. We're all having energy surges to help make the world a better place. And we're going to be, things are going to be very, very fertile for us. We're going to start getting um, things that we've been wanting for so long.
yeah,
See, isn't that cool?
yeah, I like that.
But yes, this is a very good card to get. And see, this is the deck. Very, very gorgeous pictures. Um,
Awesome.
so I'm just very glad that things are going to finally go well. Ah, oh, thank you. Thank you, Flack. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Thank you. So
Awesome.
I took these out of storage and I said, heck, I'm going to start using these again.
Yeah.
Um, tired of having them up in storage, waiting for almost 4 years to move. I'm
Well,
taking.
I'm pulling from Woodland Wardens. They were
Yes.
a gift from GC, and I kind of like them. I've never read with them before. This is a first. So the card I got was the Otter and Cattails, which stands for peace. Um, and this is talking about when this card is drawn. It talks about you're entering a time of peace and tranquility. Enjoy it, allowing yourself to relax fully, and and then it gives like a little mantra to say. It says, "Do I allow myself to enjoy peace when it finds me? Am I struggling needlessly against a strong current?" So part of the joy of watching otters is the way they can slip and slide through the water and just seem so effortless to move. And they're not flapping tails or whatever trying to get to where they're going. They just ride the currents and it takes them where they need to be. And so
Yeah.
I think this is just a reminder for us to just kind of go with the flow, let the current take us where we need to be. And when it releases us, then we'll know, okay, this is what we need to work on, or this is what we need to celebrate, or just whatever, depending on the situation. But
And support the otters.
yes,
Support the otters.
my otter spirit bracelets on today, some of them. So yes, please support otterspirit.com. They for every
You're
bracelet
welcome, Flack.
sold, they donate $1 to the conservation group, um, Protection of the Wild Sea Otters of Monterey Bay, which almost went extinct. So it's for a really good cause, and
Yes.
and you get really nice bracelets. Like this one,
Hmm.
this one is blue apatite, this one is celestite, and this one is lapis. Um,
And
and
how much
they're
do they cost usually?
uh, I think for like, because this is like a three bracelet pack. They came together,
Hmm.
and it was like under $50. So
50
and
or 15?
50.
Okay.
They use real gemstones. They're handmade, so it's well worth the money. Um, if y'all go to my site, you can click on the link, and then there's coupon
Yeah,
codes
true.
where you get percentages off, 20% or 30% off, depending on how much you spend. But they have necklaces and earrings and rings and all kinds of other stuff they make as well. So, um,
Jackie just said something to you in chat.
what she said, yeah, the older I get, it's easier to go with the flow. You got that right.
Amen to that. Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. But okay, thank you
Especially when we get our
everybody.
age, it's like I don't want to buck the system anymore. Just okay,
No, no, I
off that damn spot, jump
I'll
me off.
support however I can, but I'm not going nutso crazy. Um,
Right?
so yeah, you learn that as you get older. But thank you so much for everybody coming and visiting the castle. And thank you again, Shari, from coming all the way from the swamp to my castle in Scotland.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
Next month will be my turn, so it'll be on my channel, and I don't know what we're going to talk about. I'll figure that out between now and then.
Yeah.
And so it'll be on the second Friday of the month is when we meet, the second Friday of the month. And
Yes.
so that way you kind of know when to expect us. And and I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I'm glad
now.
you like it.
I'm
What?
gonna go now because I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So
Thank you everybody for being here. Without you, we wouldn't be here either.
yeah, I remember
Thank you
that.
so
That's for sure.
much. We love you all. Mwah. We will see you again soon, especially tomorrow. All right. See you then.
Absolutely. Bye,
All right.
everybody.
Bye.